Alright, ladies and gentlemen, no faffing around today. We're jumping right into it. Title, thumbnail, timestamp right here. Otherwise, little YouTube golf housekeeping, but we're going to keep it quick. Jump on over. Just two things today. Micah Morris uploaded a video. We're back. This is his behind the scenes video from East Lake. Scrub through it, watch through it. It's really cool. It's showing you a lot of stuff you didn't see on the broadcast. A lot of the creators' videos didn't have as much behind the scenes. I feel like this one had a lot of really good behind the scenes, a lot of good funny interactions. I liked it. Go check it out. It's a good video. Second video I wanted to say, GM Golf uploaded a GM Golf Major, which is, I mean, that's interesting. It's a good thing with the YouTube Golf Championships thumbnail, and it has some guys from the YouTube Golf Championships. So, I mean, shout out to Cole and Mason from Busted Jack, because they're just getting the best of both worlds here. They're riding both sides. They have the actual YouTube Golf Championships that they're in, and now in this GM Golf Major. I hope that this doesn't create any type of, you know, whatevers. Like, what I want is like all of these people in here. Like, you got Dial Golf, you got Busted Jack, you got Garrett, you got Mo, you got Sploosh, which, you know, he's kind of, no offense to Sploosh, but he's kind of there because of Garrett. He wouldn't be in a YouTube Championship. And then obviously you got J&A Golf, who's super hot, just all in the thumbnail. Listen, take all those guys and plop them in against the YouTube Championship crew, and let's have an actual, like, big everybody YouTube Golf Championship. Like, the more creators we can get into these YouTube Golf Championships, they're just more interesting they're going to be. We've seen like 4 or 5 of them, and they've had the same cast of characters, which isn't a bad thing. I enjoy the cast of characters, but listen, if we can toss more in, that's great. The fact that GM Golf is kind of doing a counter side of, you know, YouTube Golf, another just like massive group of people who are all interesting and relevant. But like, I want Buster Jack in this, I want Grant in this, I want Mike in this, I want, you know, Brian Bros in this, I want everybody in this. So let's make that happen. That'd be really cool. All right, so here's what we're here to talk about today. Really quick before we get on with the video, I know what you're asking yourself, Nate, why are you wearing a golf glove inside? You're not about to hit a golf shot. No, I'm not, but when I'm at the range, I have been using this incredible piece of technology. It's the Hack Motion, which is essentially a device that measures wrist angle, flexion, extension, and it helps you get more consistent contact on the golf ball. That's layman's terms. Their goal is to become really like a virtual coach. They offer really cool feedback on not only what your misses are and what your issues are, whether you have too much flexion at the top, too much extension at the bottom. For me, too much flexion at the bottom and flipping is something I've been trying to work on. And they offer you drills in the app based off your swing. So you take 10 swings, this thing measures everything your wrist is doing, and it actually gives you practical practice to fix that. So if you guys want to have a tool that's going to help you work on your attack angles, on your compression, on your consistency with your ball striking, this is a really cool option. Check it out. I'll link them down below. You guys can use my code to get a little discount if you're interested. And yeah, thank you so much to Hack Motion for sponsoring today's video. Interesting tool. Check it out. On with the video. Rick Shields has addressed the Creator Classic with some shocking news to me, addressing why he wasn't there. I had a lot of questions. Rick, I wasn't sure of. Grant was the other one I just keep seeing in my comments. Nate, why haven't you addressed Grant? Nate, why aren't... I've literally talked about this at least twice on camera. I thought everyone knew it. But for the third time, Grant was at a friend's wedding, or he had a friend's wedding. That's why he couldn't attend. Simple as that. I asked Grant. I made an entire video about me asking Grant. I showed the text. That's why. Rick, though, not as sure about until he addressed it here in this video. So this is from his podcast today, Rick Shields Talks Creator Classic. Surprisingly in this video, just as a side note, doesn't address the title of his fitting video at all. Which is like, as a creator in general, I guess you're under no responsibility to, but Rick has typically taken this stuff pretty head on. Like, he's made podcasts in the past that are like, I suck at golf. Like, that's like the title, and he like talks about the times when he's down in his golf game. So I mean, shout out to Rick, he's definitely playing a lot better right now, but you know, he usually addresses this stuff pretty head on, and that's obviously one that's kind of taken over the internet. So a little surprising to not hear them address it on here, but maybe that just means there's behind the scenes stuff that, you know, they don't want to share / can't share. So, and you got to respect that. But anyways, let's dive into this Creator Classic talk.
For those asking, one was on holiday, 2, I didn't get invited. So I couldn't have played because a lot of people saying, why are you not playing, Rick? If you chickened out, and basically I didn't get invited. I don't know why. It would have been nice to be invited, just to basically say no because I'm on holiday.
Isn't that insane? So I mean, that's a clip right there, but we got to talk about this because I mean, Rick Shields is the biggest creator in YouTube golf by at least subscribers, not so much by views right now, but by subscribers and by lifetime views, absolutely, and still probably one of the most recognizable names in the YouTube golf space. So him not being in the Creator Classic definitely sparks a lot of alarm bells. And like he said, I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of assumed that he probably just declined it. And well, I didn't quite assume this, but I didn't want to say this until I had a bit more proof. So we're gonna get into that in a second. But you know, there were some questions for sure. That's one of the things I thought. Is maybe he did decline it. Maybe he kind of like self-selected himself out because he didn't think, you know, whatever. Chickened out is his words, assuming that would mean like he doesn't think he can compete against the big guys. But that's not it. He just legitimately wasn't invited. But let me put a big BUT on that. There's also massive creators in the golf space that have been around forever that did not get invited as well, notably Foreplay. We had the video about it last week when Dave Portnoy pushed out the $1 million like Creator Cup Challenger because of that fact. And I mean, listen, the Foreplay guys, maybe Frankie excluded, they're not super solid golfers by any stretch. And the point of this was a solo stroke play event, no strokes, no handicaps, and they wanted everyone to be scratch or better. So based off the golf that Rick has put on camera over the last year, I can see why maybe he didn't get the invite. I think that's fair to say. I'm not trying to trash on Rick. We all go through ups and downs. I think for the most part in the last year, Rick has struggled with his game. Now he's had some rounds recently he's posted that have been good. I think he had one where he actually shot under par. But the argument is like Tyler Toney from Dude Perfect was there, and he's not a scratch. So the scratch or better argument, you can almost squash it with that. Yes, I get Dude Perfect is like 63 million subscribers, makes Rick Shields look like a little baby in the YouTube golf world in terms of subscribers, but he's he claims he's a 3, and so then you take someone like Rick Shields who, like, you know, maybe say he's a 3 right now as well. At least he is in this YouTube golf ecosystem. He's the biggest creator in this YouTube golf ecosystem. So I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think there's going to be two sides. I think there's going to be a bunch of you that are like, Rick is not good at golf right now, or at least like in the last year, so it makes sense and he shouldn't have been invited. But there's gonna be a whole nother camp of you that's like, he's the GOAT, he's the guy, he should definitely have been invited. He wouldn't have come dead last, I don't think. I think he would have for sure beat Tyler and, you know, whatever. I don't, and even Mac, because Mac was injured and playing upside down clubs. Like, I don't think he would have come dead last. So that's kind of, I think, the bar is like, if you have people that you know are gonna place lower than this person, they probably do deserve that invite. And you can't even say the UK argument because Peter Finch got invited. So I don't know, it's tough. I'd be interested to hear the justification. I mean, we're never going to get it, but from the PGA Tour, why they decided not to invite Rick Shields. I don't think it's any type of beef with the PGA Tour. I wouldn't assume, but I mean, I don't know. He's over there in the UK, but again, so is Peter Finch. So comment your thoughts down below. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share it with you guys because he addressed it head on, and yeah, it's kind of baffling. Like, there's so many different ways you can go with arguing it, and you can argue it in so many different directions, but like, you ultimately come back to like, I don't know, it just like doesn't really make sense. Because again, whether you argue like he's not good enough at golf, well, it's like he's better than the Do Perfect guy. And if you argue that, like, you know, he's the biggest creator, you should be invited, well, then also it's like, yeah, but most of the golfers that were invited were pros, scratch, or better. And technically, I think Rick's still a pro, like a teaching pro, but you guys know what I mean. These were all competitive pros for the most part. So I don't know. Comment your thoughts down below. Want to address it. See you later.